Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for a new album review, and this is for French Montana's new album, Montana. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to and let you know my thoughts on this record. So let's dive into this review. Now, this is his third studio album, I believe, and I stopped listening to him after the Excuse My French record. And I did like that record. Although it did get mixed reviews, I looked at the critical reception on Wikipedia and it said it got under a 6. So that's not good. I'm like, oh, that's what they gave it. I still enjoyed it, but for this record, this is bad. There were only 4 tracks that I really liked off this record, and that was Writing on the Wall, Out of Your Mind, Wannabe, and Twisted. And everything else was just garbage. Um, sure, there were some tracks on here that did okay and were average. Like the title track, Montana, was an okay opener, but it wasn't that great. Then you have Suicide Doors, which is the next one, and that was just god awful. 50s and 100s were. I gave it like a 3 out of 5 because Juicy J was the one that redeemed the song and brought it back to life a little bit. He didn't do it 100%, but he still tried. But what it looked like was just terrible. And what I thought it looked like, it looked like he made a bad song. It did not do so good. But when you guys hear this record, you're just the certain people that don't like French Montana will probably hate this record. But it's really disappointing, unfortunately, this record. This is just my opinion. Sometimes I'll make a fact about if it's bad or not, or if it's good or bad. And the only downside to this record is the Wiggle It song in the second CD of the album, or the second part of the album. After you finish hearing the first 9 tracks, you're just like, oh crap, this sucks already. But when you hear from 10 to 20, it gets better from 10 to 13. After that, it's forgettable. You just are like, what the fuck am I listening to? Wiggle It is probably the worst song off this record. One rapper mentioned that even if I'm on my period, I'll still wiggle it or whatever. And I was like, that's disgusting. And it was just a horrible lyric. And I did not like that. And French Montana's raps in this record are very stale and very forgettable. And when he uses his falsetto voice and no stylus, which features Drake in it, Drake was the only one that did alright as the featured artist. Even in No Shopping, he did slightly alright. He wasn't perfect, but he still did okay. Saucy was just wasn't that great, but most of the tracks on here kind of suck. And it's unfortunate that I gotta give you guys a bad review of this album. I know there's probably some of you that are hating me for doing dissing on French Montana, but this album can go fuck itself. This is just god awful. This, I was hoping I'd listen to a really good rap album this Friday, and I wasted 1 hour and 7 minutes of my time just seeing how this would turn out. And I did get to hear it when I was at work today, but I was disappointed. And I was hoping it'd be better. Slide was another terrible song. The featured artist in it did very bad. And there's only like this many tracks that you'll probably come to like. The one with Cardi B in it, which is Writing on the Wall. That was actually not too bad. Because Post Malone was in it and singing that chorus, and he was doing pretty good. Salam Alaikum or whatever it's called. That was okay, but it wasn't that great. Lifestyle was terrible. I didn't like where Kodak Black was saying lifestyle, and then another rapper was singing something too, and it just did not work. It sounded very off and really bad. That Way was like a short song, so it was like 2 minutes 14 seconds, but it was still awful. But for the most part, I think this record is a big disappointment and a big letdown, and it's very forgettable. And most of these tracks have no redeeming qualities, and there's no reason to come back to this record at all. You'll just be wasting your time. But for me personally, out of 10, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. This isn't good. This would have made it on my worst albums of 2019 if it came out sooner, but it's just an album. I'm just going to say fuck it and be like, okay, this is just god awful, and he could have done much better. But comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the new French Montana record, Montana, if you've heard it. And if you like this review, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I'm sorry that I had to give you guys a disappointing review. In my opinion, I did not like this record. I think it's trash. And the fact is, it actually is trash. Even most critics that would listen to it just would not like it. They'll just shake their head and be like, this is just a waste of time. Maybe some critics will say differently. I don't know. And most of you fans that are watching this video are probably going to hate me for doing this review. Which I don't blame you. It's fine. I'm used to the criticism. But, yeah, this is just my personal opinion on what I thought of it. You don't have to take it to heart. If you do take it to heart, then you're just hurting yourself. But I will return to you for the Liam Payne LP1 album review and the Camila Cabello album review tomorrow as well. And the Who's new album review will be tomorrow as well. Sorry that I mentioned that if you take it to heart, you'll be hurting yourself. I might have went out of line there, so I'm sorry if it seemed like I did. That wasn't my intention. I'm just saying, if you take it to heart, it's not really the best way to do it, because most of you will have your own opinion about this record, but Me personally, I just don't like it. And I felt like I wasted my time listening to this whole album. And it was a waste of time. But I'm sorry that I might have mentioned a few things I went out of line for. But I just feel like I had to let some uh, things off my chest or whatever about what I felt when I was listening to this record. But thank you for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it, hopefully. And I'll see you in my next video.